You are now listening to Ride With Me, the Flat Tire Podcast.
Welcome to Ride With Me, episode 28. But before I get this podcast going, I would like to dedicate this podcast to Victor Bermejo from Rialto and my buddy Paul from Azusa for not giving them a shout out last episode. Guys, I'm sorry. I love you guys too. I know you guys are hardcore listeners. My bad. And here's this whole episode is dedicated to both of you. Dude, I just recorded number 27 a little while ago before you got here.
I should have listened to that. I was listening to Do You Like Donuts?
Do you like donuts? Ah, nice. Today is November 7, 2020, 9:15 in the morning. I did record an episode earlier this morning. This one's going to be posted next Saturday, so tell your friends and family que se esperen.
They're waiting on it.
They're waiting? Well, they have to wait a weekend because the mistake that I've made in the past... No. In the past, I've had multiple episodes just sitting there in my computer just in case. And this past weekend, I didn't. And we're Big Bear. I went to Big Bear, so no puse nada.
All right.
So I got hate mail and freaking my wife said, "Hey, dude, you got a lot of a Christmas bag sack of hate mail in the mailbox because you didn't post an episode." So everybody who was waiting for an episode last week, pues sabes que, I'm sorry, won't happen again. So this is already next weekend's episode.
Maybe if we didn't postpone this to
that was your fault. That was your fault. Well, you were supposed to be here months ago, but you had to go get COVID-19 y toda la cosa.
I want to get that, I want to pick and choose. Let me get that COVID-19, please.
Let me get that COVID-19. So, yes, you've been wanting to come for a while now, but it is what it is. You're here now. First of all, let me introduce you. This is my buddy Axel.
Well, hello, everyone.
I met Axel back in September of 2018. He was a new team member to the company, and they gave him to me to train. Pobrecito.
That's always fun.
Pobrecito. So it's funny because we'll always repeat the story to everyone who's there or doesn't know the story. So
this is one of my best training stories ever that has caused me great influence in my life and gotten me in trouble so many times as well, riding with Andy.
So, no, we'll get into that later. But the training part, we'll start with that. So they tell me, "Hey, Andres, you're gonna have this guy Axel ride with you. He's gonna. It was, I think it was a Friday. They told me that you were gonna ride with me on Monday. So I text you, "Hey, meet me here on Monday, and then please be on time because I don't like to. To me, at 6:01, at 01, I'm late. So at 6 o'clock, need to be here on time, on the dot. That's the kind of person that I am.
So
I'm very OCD with that.
Going back to that, I really messed with your OCD this morning when I told you I was
you got here late.
Here at 8.
Yep, you got here late, buddy. That's okay because I felt good because I posted an episode earlier. So he catches up to me on that following Monday, and I told him, "Hey, today it's chain day, so meaning like the big grocery stores. Just kind of shadow me around. I'll give you the iPad to take inventory so you can learn how to take inventory. Pero I'll do the orders. I just want you to kind of just to mirror me and just shadow me, and we'll go from there."
And just to take part in that was my very, very first time behind an iPad, even or shadowing someone writing
orders.
Writing an order. I had done that previously just for 5 minutes.
Because their previous company, you were just a merchandiser, right?
I was a merchandiser there, and I did ask for a ride along, and that was voluntarily. I had to go on my day off, I believe, and did that for 30 minutes.
Yeah, so with me, you actually had the full 8-hour experience.
That was the full 8-hour thing, actually being introduced to what sales really is.
So again, he's just shadowing me, getting the feel for it, and then to get him prepared to write his own orders. So Monday went well. We finished. So Tuesday, bro, meet me at this gasoline station. Again, 6 o'clock sharp. I don't like to be late. Axel, good sport, shows up. 6 o'clock. We clock in. And this is where I let him have it.
And you should feel honored that I was on time.
Oh, yeah, you were.
I'm terrible with being on time and stuff like that.
No, you were there. Morning. You were there on time. No, today's.
I'm working on it. Still working on it.
Today's nothing. Today's just a podcast. That day was clocking in and clocking out. That's where you messed my money, homie. So he shows up at 6 o'clock in the morning. We're at this gasoline station, and I let him have it. Hey, bro, you know, today is one of the busiest days. We have 21 stops, and everything needs to be submitted by 3:30. We have until 3:30 to knock out 21, 22 accounts. He goes, okay, whatever you need me to do. I hand him over the iPad and I said, get us done in time. He was like, what?
I froze for a minute. I thought you were playing.
Nope.
I thought you were really
playing?
No.
So I hand him over the iPad and I said, whatever you learned yesterday, you have to do today. We don't have time to bullshit. We don't have time to socialize with these accounts. We have 21, 22 stops, and they have to be done by 3:30. And gave him the iPad, and he was freaking sport about it, man. He was sweating bullets.
I was sweating bullets. I was double checking everything, making sure I didn't punch in a number 2 or 3 times just because how much my finger was shaking through that iPad.
All I really did was just double check his order to ensure that it was about correct. And then when I did see a mistake, I was like, okay, Axel, right here, buddy. Why do you think you don't need to do this? Or why do you think you need to do that? Or why do you think I'm correcting this for you? And he didn't know. And I'm like, dude, just pay attention to the history. Pay attention. If I haven't sent this SKU in over 3 months and it's the same inventory, why are you going to send another one? So that was really all I really sat there and kind of did that day. But, man, he got us done, I think, at about 3:45.
It was 3:45. I remember because you usually finish very, very early or right on. No, not early,
bro. Don't say early.
Not early. On time. And that day you received a phone call of why haven't you transmitted? I still remember.
Yeah.
And
I said, hey, just give us like 15 more minutes. We're almost done we're actually at the last stop.
Right.
We're almost done. You did what? And then I told my boss, he goes, you did what? I'm like, I gave him the iPad. I said, let's go. He goes, it's the second day. Me vale. He needs to learn.
Right.
And then we did all our inventories where? Inside the cooler. And we wrote the orders inside
the cooler, man.
Andres is cold. Oh, wow, bro. Suck it up.
That was a great introduction and up to date. I do most of my orders inside the coolers.
There you go. You have to get used to it. Dude, I was in Big Brother this past weekend, and the family members are all cold. It was like 30, 40 degrees, 39, 40 degrees, 41, and everybody's like shivering cold. And I'm like in a freaking tank top and shorts. Like, this is perfect weather. What are you guys talking about? What do you mean it's cold? They couldn't understand why. I'm like, 8 years selling beer in and out of coolers.
That built you up.
Exactly. This is nothing.
Well, here's the thing with me. I'm not sure if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but as soon as I clock out, my brain thinks, all right, you don't need to be thinking, stay physically strong for the cold. I go back to my regular self, which is I need layers and layers of clothes.
Oh, yeah. Yesterday, I think yesterday, Friday, was the first time that I wore a thicker jacket.
Right.
I mean, it's been warm out here. It's been hot out here.
The weather's weird.
La Puente gets to, I think it was like 110 degrees one day out here.
Yeah,
and the wife and I were in Oxnard at 79 degrees eating menudo outside. Like 79 degrees to them. They were sweating. They were hot. They were like, dude, esto no es nada. Now I understand why my brother, when he came from El Paso, we were at 80 degrees in Oxnard, 10-minute walk from the beach. And we were in tank top and shorts and we were sweating. And it's like, this is hot. He's wearing black jeans, black freaking hoodie sweater, black shoes, and he's like, dude, it's freaking hot. He goes, this is hot? This is hot? This is cold. He's used to 120 degree weather in El Paso. Yeah. What, 90% of the time? So, but yeah, it taught you how to do your orders from inside the cooler to withstand the cold and learn how to take advantage of it. And because it comes in handy, man. How many times do you have to, if you do the order from the outside, you have to walk inside the cooler because you missed something?
It's a back and forth game. Yeah, you can do that throughout the entire order, man.
Just do it in the cooler, and if you miscounted something, you're already in there.
Right there.
There you go. Boom. Instead of walking back and forth, walking back and forth. Pero how did it turn out? You have your own route now?
I have my own route. When we first took over new territory, they gave me my own route right from the beginning. right from the beginning.
This guy rode with Andres.
That's it. Andres trained him, so he should be good.
Yeah. No, yeah, and it was like every time we have a meeting, well, not this year, but ever since they took over that new territory and we have a meeting and a sales meeting and everyone's there, and I see you or I'll see the other guys. I think Edgar's one of them. I think Luis lives like close by here. Whenever I see you guys, no, I think he does. I seen him get off the freeway here. I'm like,
oh, okay.
So every time I see you guys at these meetings, it makes me proud to say, hey, I trained this guy, or I trained that guy.
Right.
And, I even got you a shout out on the radio, remember?
You got me a shout out on the radio that I showed my wife, and she didn't believe me. I was like, Andres, the guy that trained me, he is constantly calling on the radio and speaking with people on the radio. So he got me a shout out. Like, no, he didn't.
Look at him now, baby. He got his own podcast.
Right. That was awesome. I appreciate
they give you
that.
a shout out. They're like, hey, the guy training with Andres. Hey, welcome to the family.
Well, I was starting to having a first sip of coffee every morning.
Right,
and everything.
First sip. That's what got you stuck on it, huh?
That's what got me stuck in it.
So the morning show that I listen to every morning before the pandemic, about 5:45, they have a thing called First Sip. The guy gives an inspirational speech, and then we all take a sip of coffee together or water or whatever we're drinking. So this guy will see. We would get our coffee, and he would see that I wouldn't even touch mine till like 20 minutes later. I'm like, hold on, this is for...
I was like, what's this guy waiting for? You need the coffee to kick in now.
No, man. So we waited for this moment, and then I got you into doing that. And it's like hey, the trainee that I have with right now, he freaking got him into listening to the morning show. He's doing First Sip. Give it up to Axel, and then and it's still actually that episode is still on the iHeartRadio app. And it's like one of the first ones because that's when they first started doing their show on podcast.
I've been wanting to look it up. I've been wanting to look it up because I had posted it on my old Instagram before I made a new one. Made a new one, and because I reposted it, and I was like, man, I need to find this.
I'll help you find it. I'll help you find it. Yeah, it's still there. It's there somewhere. It's like the first podcast. It's like one of the first few podcasts that they actually started putting their whole show on a podcast, because before it was just they would list, it was just on the air and that's it. You never heard it again.
Right
now, it's
you gotta go back 2 years. Oh wait,
no, it's like I said, 2 years ago.
Yeah,
that's no big deal. Pero other than that, man, how's what else with you have your own territory now? What territory is this at?
Culver City.
Culver City.
Yeah,
I don't know where that's at.
Culver City. Getting to Santa Monica.
Oh, okay.
Culver Studios, Sony Studios.
How far is that from your house?
That's I want to say it's 8 miles, but the drive honestly feels like it's forever, just because of traffic.
Dude, I hit traffic pretty bad on Fridays. It's dude, it takes me a whole minute to get home.
So I live on South LA, and you and I have to drive 8-9 miles.
You didn't
and
catch
you live
it.
right
You
live right here. I caught it. That's what I'm comparing it. You live right here on your route. You could come back for lunch. If I ever try to come back for lunch, there goes half of my day.
No, freaking! I think my first Friday here, I called my buddy Juanito, one of the guys that's out here in like Baldwin Park area. I hit him up and I'm like, hey, dude, time me. He goes, what do you mean? Just start a timer right now. And he was like, okay, stop it. He goes, what? That was 25 seconds. I'm home. That's how long it took me to get home.
Wow.
He goes, you asshole.
That's an awesome thing to have.
And then one of my buddies, Evan, he was like, hey, dude, you gonna play some Call of Duty? I'm like, yeah, I'll play some Call of Duty. But I'm about to clock out. I still have to commute home, right? He goes, oh, yeah. Oh, just let me know when you get home. All right, cool, no problem. 2 minutes later, I text him, hey, bro, I'm home.
It's like, wow. Fuck you. Right? I mean, I would say the same thing.
Because he lives in Oxnard or Port Hueneme, and he drives to Santa Barbara.
Oh, okay.
So that's in the mornings, it's like an hour drive there. On the way back, it's like hour and a half. I think one day when the 5 freeway mudslide happened, people were taking the 101 to get to like San Francisco and everything. It literally took me 4 hours to get from Santa Barbara to my house at 10 miles an hour the entire way home.
Wow, yeah, that's
too
much.
That was around the time where I didn't know that you're not supposed to sit on your wallet. So I got out of my car. Remember I told you about the wallet?
I I'm doing it right now.
Ah,
I'm doing it right now.
You didn't listen.
And I know that's where I'm going. I'm doing it right now, but that's how I start my mornings, just because I've always done it.
Yeah.
That's how I start my morning. Come into like 2-3 hours in the day. It ends up
your leg?
on my leg.
Yeah.
It ends up on my leg. Why? Dude, I'm just riding along with you. This whole training thing, a lot of stuff changed in my mind.
Yeah, well, I'm glad that I made some kind of good influence in you. So I forgot it. My wallet. I didn't know the rules about the wallet, and I couldn't feel, like, I got out of the car, I couldn't feel my leg. And back then I had a little 1995 Honda Civic. Some of the guys out there will still know that about that little car. My old boss used to call it Christine from a movie, I guess. And then I did that drive one day from Santa Barbara all the way to Baldwin Park. And again, dude, the GPS said like 2 hours and a half. I told my wife, babe, don't worry about it. I'll drive from Santa Barbara. Go ahead, that's fine. I'll drive to from Santa Barbara to Baldwin Park. It says 2.5 hours. Not a big deal. Bullshit. Took me 4 hours to get there. And when I got there, I was like jamming the entire time. I get out of the car and I like, my daughter's waiting for me outside. So I get out of the car and I just like kind of like fall to the side. And I kind of like, she kind of catches me and she's like, Dad, stop goofing off. What are you doing? I'm like, I can't feel my leg. She goes, Dad, stop goofing off. But yes, ya me conoces.
Yeah.
I like to goof off a lot. And he goes, Dad, stop messing around. I'm like, Mija, I can't feel my leg. And so I finally kind of get some feeling back in my leg. I go inside. Luckily, the family has, this family, my wife's family has everything. Poquito de todo, bro. From, like I said, I've said it multiple times, from police officers to doctors to chiropractor. He happens to be visiting the family. And he looks at me. He goes, "Hey, ven pa acá." And like, what happened? I'm like, well, my back is hurting. And he kind of just do like the magic touch, Kiko. Magic touch. The magic touch, Kiko. He just barely touches my back, bro. And it's like, boom, back to normal. And he's like, take your wallet out of your pocket. And he goes, this is what's causing this back pain. This is what caused you to lose feeling in your leg. You should never drive with your wallet in your back pocket. And tomorrow morning, this was a Friday. So he's like, tomorrow morning, come see me in the office because I need to kind of like readjust you. Dude, $30 well spent. Dude, $30 well spent, bro. You're like,
and yeah, going back to that, that's awesome. And going back to that wallet thing, either my wallet is like somewhere in the cup holder, or in my leg, like in the pocket.
On your lap?
On my lap. It's something that I changed. I'm telling you, I start my day, I put it in the bag, whatsoever, get to my first account, come back, and somehow, I don't know how, I don't even know, just before sitting down, I probably just take it out. It clicks on my head, like just before me even, I have the wallet in here. It's just something I started to do. Take it out, just put it there.
And like my car has like multiple little compartments that I don't even, the car, my wallet's in my car 99% of the time. It's never in the house. It's like, I don't carry cash for you criminals out there.
I was going to tell you. Well, now I know.
Nope. I don't carry cash in there. Suckers. Yeah, you know you're criminals out there. Adam.
Oh, I don't know who Adam is,
but he's a criminal, bro.
But you were looking at me too, dead in the eye.
No, Adam's a big time criminal from Santa Barbara, bro. He can't afford the lifestyle up there, so he's got to check everyone's wallets. Pero yeah, dude. I mean, I'm glad that I was a good influence for you to have your own, sales route. And my teachings, I mean, most of my teachings were sarcastic, but they were on point, and you obviously learned some stuff from it.
Everything was on point.
It's like multiple guys came to ride with me for like maybe just a day or two, and they're like, hey, how you're teaching me right now is nothing compared to how so-and-so was teaching me.
Correct.
And it's like he felt like he learned more in the one day with me than he did 2-3 days with this last person. I'm like, hey, if something can stick, something new can stick, or the way I do things, I think I did my part. I mean, remember when I had to teach the whole sales team how to clock in. Yes. They're like, hey, go with Andres. He's going to teach you. So I had a group of guys surrounding me one day, and I'm like, okay. And this is the way I said it. I need you guys all to listen because I'm not going to repeat myself. Ask my kids, bro. They know I do. I hate to repeat myself. And then one guy's like, Luis, he's like, I don't know what an Apple store is. What? He goes, I've never used an iPhone before. Right. Oh, my friend, we're gonna have problems. My buddy Haro, he's actually right here in the next route over in El Monte, And he till this day always brings up the fact that I refused to help him.
You did.
You did. That's because he used to work for the competition beer, bro. So it's like I gave him the cold shoulder. And to this dude, it's been years, and he still reminds me to this day. Okay, Harl, fucking drop it. You're one of us now. But yeah, dude, because even Juan, I can say Juan because I know he listens. Juan came from a different distributor, and then this guy came from but I just took it out on this guy, like on Harl. It's like, no, fuck you, I'm not gonna help you, figure it out. So anyways, I'm teaching other guys to kind of like, okay, I teach this guy how to use the Apple Store, how to, and then I kind of walk you guys through it, everyone how to clock in and clock out. And because it was a IT, I was everyone's IT. It's like when I came from the old territory to this territory, no one knew how to clock in properly. Like the boss had to adjust everyone's times at the end of the shift because it wasn't calculating right. So it took my boss a few months later to realize, wait a minute, what is Andres doing that you guys aren't? Can you guys get with Andres and have him show you guys what he's doing?
And then just following up on what you're saying is the fact that you're always willing to help in a good way. You're not like dragging like, oh, I don't want to help you, or like I don't have time, and also going back to the training that you said a certain person learned more with you in just a day than what he did with a whole different person in I want to say a week or so.
Yeah.
So I personally think it's more the confidence you put not just in yourself but in me. I feel like, okay, if I do something wrong, I know he is not gonna be like, yo, what's this? Why are you doing this bad? Instead of going off on me, you're gonna understand and put yourself in my shoes and be like, okay, this is why you did it, and run me all over again and explain everything with details instead of being upset. That's
exactly
awesome.
the way that, like, I always, when I'm training somebody, I always remind them of even the mistakes I've made. I'm like, dude, I remember doing that mistake. Dude, no joke. About maybe 2 months ago, I did the very same mistake that I haven't done since freaking 2013. Like, I accidentally punched in the inventory. I accidentally punched in the inventory in the order part of the iPad where the inventory. I inventoried in the order.
Okay.
So they got the. Oof. They got the cases, and like I had to email my boss, hey, sorry, fat fingers, I punched it in under order instead of inventory. Wow. A mistake that I haven't made in 7 years.
I hope it wasn't like 100 cases.
No. I remember sending 20 cases of something to a gasoline station where they didn't need it. But yeah, man, just trainings. I like to train people. I think I got it from my buddy Scott because he did a lot of training. He trained me. So a lot of the ways that I train people are the way he trained me. And then we also had this team member back in the day that would train what they called the bullpen back then. And they took their time. Now it's like, I'm not saying they're doing it wrong, but I'm just saying that now it's like, okay, well, today go work with Axel and learn from Axel. Tomorrow go work with Andres and go with Chris today. To me personally, I'm not hating on anybody, I'm not bashing anybody, but personally to me, I don't feel that's the proper way of training someone. And I like it when they're with me. I freaking love it because I damn well know that I'm going to do, hopefully something will stick in their head.
Plus, it's fun.
Thank you. Thank you. Speaking of fun, how many times did I get you in trouble with the wife? First of all, before you answer that question, dude, this guy just brought me 3 bottles of beer, which I'm probably not going to drink, but 3 Game of Thrones, like those vintage bottles with the glass.
Collector's editions type of stuff.
That you've been holding on for a year?
A year, yes.
You've had these bottles for me for a year.
For a year.
Damn.
Well,
am I that much of a good influence, bro? Well, besides getting you in trouble with the wife.
Well, yeah. So these bottles right here, I got them all right when they got released. I pulled up to a liquor store. This guy knows I like to buy
beers.
And, well, not just any beer, cool beers or whatever looks awesome.
Yeah.
And this right here, as soon as I walked in, he's like, I have the last one for you. I was like, well, this is not going to be for me. I know who this is going for. So I got it whatsoever. I came back home told my wife, "Here, put it on the side. I'm gonna give it to Andres next time I see him." Man,
we haven't seen each other because of the pandemic. It's been a minute.
The pandemic, yeah, it's been a minute. And then even then, on the weekend, I would say, you know what? I'm gonna shoot Andres a text. I'm just gonna drive up and give it to him, dude. It's just, it goes by. I put it up, set it up there on top of the kitchen counters, and even right now, when I was coming on my way here, I was driving here. I went back. My wife said, "Wait, what's going on?" I called her. "Hey, can you please give me the Game of Thrones beer bottle so I could finally take it to him after a year?" She's like, "Wow."
That's funny. No, dude, I wanna. You notice I have some of my awards and some of the plaques that I
was
received.
looking at that.
Yeah, so I'm gonna obviously reorganize this part. I'm gonna reorganize this part right here, and those are gonna go there, bro. I'm gonna consider those as trophies because those are pretty cool bottles. I actually. There's a liquor store around the corner from my house that carried them, and I was gonna buy them, but I never did because I knew one day somebody
a
would
year
give me the
later.
bottles a year later. Pero, dude, how many times did I get you in trouble with the wife?
A lot.
So this guy literally was a good listener, a good person for me to teach, because everything that I would say as a joke, he repeated at home with his wife. So one of the phrases that I would say was, "Okay, we're done at the account. I quoted the rooster from Looney Tunes where he said, "Let's get out of here. He bothers me. Get out of here, kid. You bother me." I said that constantly. That was my way of telling him we're leaving the store. We're done here.
At every account.
Every account. Okay, let's get out of here. They bother me because he knows we're leaving. We're done here. The order's been set. The guy is okay with the order. He knows how many cases are coming in. The sales call is done, and I end it with, "Let's get out of here, kid. It bothers me." What happened at home?
So this was I believe it was on the weekend, the very first weekend after training with you, long days, and I go. My nephew, he's still small. He's
How old
three.
was he?
He's 3 right now.
So he was 1.
He was 1 and something. He's just
1.5.
learning how to walk. He's going all over the place, starting to maybe run a little bit, and he gets close to me, and I just happen to say, "Get out of here! You bother me." My wife turns at me like, "Really?"
And you were quick to throw me under the bus.
I'm sorry, and then she says, "Why you say that?" I'm sorry. It's just that's been on my head all week, and instead of saying, "Oh, excuse me," or just move somewhere else, I said, "Get out of here! You bother me." And then why? The guy I'm with, he's always saying this constantly. So I told her. He says this. We visit average 15 accounts a day. I want to say. He says, "Get out of here! You bother me." Every single account. I'm on my way home. Out of a sudden, a car gets in my way. I'm like, "Get out of here! You bother me." So I'm on the weekend saying this to my nephew already, and then that was. She didn't get that upset or anything, but she just got thrown off. Like,
yeah, that's not you.
Like, where you get this from?
Yeah, that's not you. And then, dude, the thing is that kids do. I'm not saying you're a kid, but I'm saying kids are sponges. So you also mentioned that the winter is coming. The kids say it, or what were you saying earlier?
Yes, that was my son. He didn't say it, but he was thrown off. How that's another thing that you had in your phone. As soon as you got a text message, it said winter's coming. So that listening to that again all day. A couple of days ago, it started getting cold, and
this is 2 years after training you.
This is 2 years after training me. It starts getting cold, and I just happen to say, "Winter's coming." My son looks at me. He said, "What do you mean?" Nothing. No, it's just
Andres.
Yeah, in my head, I was like, freaking Andres really got me over here saying winter's coming or get out of here, you bother me. And it's 2 years later, man.
Dude,
it's
no,
awesome.
the kids are sponges, and sometimes you say something that, well, like this family, like it's funny because when I met my wife, she was always quoting movies, and I'm like, I thought that my brothers and myself were the weird ones because we were always quoting movies. We would say something and, hey, take a look in the mirror, Wedo. Where's that from? And, oh, that's Blood and Blood Out. Or Santa is coming. Where's that from? Elf. Stuff like that. And so my wife was quoting movies and I was like, what the hell? All right, cool. I met her family and they're always quoting movies. They're always quoting movies. So it's like,
that's where you get it from.
No. We did that too. So it's like that's where the wife and I connected and like quoting movies. And then I've caught myself because I have to really watch what I say. Sometimes I'm just quoting a movie and my kids repeat it. Like right. I got in trouble with the wife too, maybe a couple months ago. I don't know. Oh, you know what? I think my son was trying to run the mile at school. Okay. And I think he surpassed his previous record. So I'm like, that's right, amigo. If you ain't first, you're last, buddy. And I remember, it's the fastest who gets paid and the fastest who gets laid. My wife almost freaking threw the iron at me. Are you freaking kidding, Andres? What are you telling your son? I was just quoting Talladega Nights. But really, Andres, it's the fastest who gets laid. Okay, maybe I used the wrong phrase, but you know what I mean. No, just stick to the if you ain't first, you're last.
Right.
And no, hombre, dude.
I mean,
dude, man, I got in trouble for that one.
I would imagine. Yeah. If I said something like that, oh man, that would not. Yeah.
And again,
that would not be so fun.
You said your son is like. How old is your son right now? And your daughter's 8?
My daughter's going to be 8. My son is 9.
Oh, okay. So, right now is where they'll repeat everything
everything I say. And I say a lot of bad words. And I'm working constantly on watching my language. Yeah. My wife is all over me like, dude. Yeah. Grow up. Watch your language.
No, with me, I mean, I have a sailor's mouth también, so I'll say bad words, but the kids know not to repeat them. Yes, at least not in front of us.
Exactly.
Quien sabe later on.
Going back to that, the kids not to repeat them. I think it has helped so much that my wife has spent a lot of time with them. Yeah. And just raising them in a way that my kids, I'm sure they know all the bad words that I say, but they do not repeat a single one.
Yeah, no, my boys know which one's a bad word and which one's not. And I mean, dude, there's even an episode of SpongeBob where they're like, "Hey, Patrick, how the are you?" It's like, see right there, where they're called word enhancers. And my wife's like, that doesn't fly here, dude. You can't say word enhancers. I'm like, it was a word enhancer. No, because that whole episode is SpongeBob and Patrick swearing. Right. But obviously it's like a dolphin noise or like a blowhorn or whatever. Hey, Patrick, how the are you? Yes. So yeah, I can't pull that here. No, when my little one, he's 11 now, but when Pokemon Go first came out, I always said because I would take off with my buddy Ish. Remember Ish? Those freaking days at by the Starbucks and freaking catching Pokemon. His wife called me one day. Andres, is Ish right there with you? Sí, aquí está conmigo. What are you guys doing? We're playing Pokemon. Are you serious? As she's hanging up the phone. Wow. Yeah, we're playing Pokemon. So I would say, babe, we're gonna go. I mean, because Pokemon ain't gonna catch themselves. She, okay. One day, he was 6 years old. And he repeated that same phrase. Wow. Like he was telling my wife, and they were somewhere, and she told him no, and he repeated, "Well, Pokemon ain't gonna catch themselves, Mom."
What did she say?
I got a phone call.
I can picture
this. Yeah, I got a phone call. Imagine me 6 years old, in my face, 6 years old, saying that to your mom. And she calls me, "Can you believe what your son just told me?" Well, with the tone, I'm gonna believe that he said it. ¿Qué dijo? And she said, that Pokemon ain't gonna catch themselves. That's actually pretty funny, babe. Really, Andres? Really? Oh, okay. It's not funny, but it depends on how he said it. Right, he was being rude, Andres. Oh, okay. Then I'm sorry. I don't know where he got that from. I think he got that from Axel.
Yeah, blame that on me. But I mean, yeah, kids
are sponges.
They are sponges. And I'm realizing just on how my daughter is growing, since she's, especially during this pandemic, she's absorbing everything from my wife. So I'm going home and she has her exact same attitude. I'm just like,
no.
leave something aside from me. I see my son.
Yeah.
Same attitude. I'm just here like, I guess I just pay the bills here.
Yeah, right. I just come like it's funny because I'll come home from work and I'll look in the freezer and there's like this brand new bucket of ice cream. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get some ice cream, and my kids are like, no, Dad, you can't have ice cream. What do you mean? And my wife said he can have whatever he wants. He goes in, works and pays the bills.
Right.
And they're like, they all get up into the shape. It was like, do your chores and you get ice cream too. It's funny because I pissed off my son. This is a few weeks ago. He was in a bad mood. And I come home from work, and the first thing I did, we have a group text with the guys.
Okay.
And the first person to text, hey, want to play Plunder, meaning Call of Duty? I'll jump on. All right, cool. So I literally get home from work, and I think my buddy Chris, literally at the 2:35 mark when I'm walking in my door, he texts Call of Duty.
Wow.
No problem. So I go and I start playing, and apparently my little one, El Chiquito, he was complaining to my wife. Well, how come my dad comes home from work and he doesn't have to do chores? How come he doesn't have to throw the trash away? How come he doesn't have to do this and that and wash dishes and shit? And she's like, well, because he goes to work and he provides the food that you eat,
right,
the clothes that you wear, and the dishes that you wash. He pays for the water.
Right.
So he can come home if he likes and play video games. If he had a stressful day at work, he's going to play video games. And he was like, well, that's not fair. So he was complaining, right? I was like, all right, cabron. It's not fair. Okay. The next morning I get home. The next day I get home from work. No joke, dude. Before I even get off, before I even touch the PlayStation, I call my wife because she's not home. Hey, babe, can you put Jojo on the phone? Julian, Jojo? And she's like, it better not be about Pokemon. No. Just babe, just put the child on the phone,
put
please.
Him on the phone.
I'm talking. I want to talk to him. Put him on the phone. And then he gets on the phone. Hey, Dad, what's going on? Hey, mijo, is there anything I need to do, like wash dishes or fold some clothes or throw the trash away before I before I get on Call of Duty?
Wow.
The next thing I hear is quiet, and then my wife gets on the phone like 2 seconds later. ¿Qué pasó? What did you say? Just if I needed to do something I'm asking him permission to see if I can play PlayStation.
Right.
She's like, you pissed him off.
Wow. Well, you see, I think going to the PlayStation and with your son, I'm having the same issue right now, man.
Yeah.
Yes, because I'm coming from home with my buddy that is texting me. We're over here texting all day about how we're gonna play PlayStation, and he lives in Minnesota, so he's 2 hours ahead of me in time.
Yeah.
So I come home for his time. It's I get home roughly around 4:30. His time is 6:30. It's already late,
Yeah.
He has things to do. He has to take care of his house whatsoever. His wife comes home, so he only gets a certain time frame to play with me. I come home, my kid gets upset if I get on the PlayStation before him. I'm like, dude, can I play some PlayStation or something?
Yeah.
I'm over here. I'm like, hey, buddy. My buddy's name is Ricky. Hey, buddy.
Otto Ricky. Oh, great. We're surrounded by Rickies.
Yeah, we're surrounded by Rickies. Hey, Ricky. Hey, brother. I'm going to have to hop on a little bit late. My son is using the PlayStation right now.
Yeah.
And the last thing we want to do is get him upset.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Now, here the kids, they'll get on. We all have technically our own systems. Okay. I have the PlayStation. My son has the Xbox. El Chiquito, he has the Switch. So nobody's fighting for, unless Nick wants to play a game on the Switch that's not on the Xbox, and then Julian wants to play on the Xbox because that has a game that he can't.
Okay.
I guess Roblox came with the Xbox, and it charges on the Xbox.
Yes.
Or it charges on the Switch or the PlayStation, and I think even on the phone it's like $20.
Right.
So on the Xbox, it came already on the Xbox, so it's free. So it's my turn to play. He played yesterday, and and I'm over here.
Well, you see, that's something. Yeah, that's something I need to hop on. Get multiple systems.
There you go, bro.
Especially at this age where they're growing up and they want to be on it all day.
Dude, I have their room literally has 3 TVs in the room.
Wow.
2 computer monitors. One is connected to the Xbox. The other one's connected to the Switch, and then their 32-inch TV on the wall. And then I have a computer monitor in my room with my PlayStation. Because I'm more used to playing on a smaller screen. Dude, we grew up in the 80s and 90s, bro. Our Nintendos was in like 19-inch TVs.
Right.
So I feel better. I think I feel I perform better in the game on a smaller screen than when I do with the big one.
I'm completely the opposite.
And then so I brought the PlayStation out to the living room, and actually my wife yesterday, she goes, "Hey, so can we watch TV? I'm about to jump online. Like, you know, Chris needs me. That's why they need me, babe. You don't understand. They need me.
They need you.
It's a fucking game, dude. But they need me. We gotta go save the world.
Right.
You know?
Right. It feels like if you don't go there, it's not the same.
Exactly. Like, dude, the other day she stopped me. I was playing because, like I said, my buddy Chris gets online. He plays like 2-3 matches, and then he's done for the rest of the day.
Okay.
And I feel that when he's online, we gotta stop what we're doing. It's Chris.
Yeah.
It's Chris. That's what we say. It's fucking Chris. It's fucking the king of Ojai. We need to get online. And she stopped me. She's like, "Hey, can you put this doorknob on the door, on the bathroom door?" I'm like, "Can you give me a minute?" And then she popped it open, and that freaking like frustrated me. I'm like, "Fuck, okay." And I jumped and did, and I put it on, and then they're texting, "Hey, how much longer? Give me a minute, guys. Give me a minute." And then, "All right, I'm ready to go." "Oh yeah, Chris is gone." I'm like, "What? You see, you just had to wait 10 minutes.
You see, that's the same type of thing I have going on too. I'm like, look, Ricky can only get on at this time. Like, can we hold on to like at this time and we'll just do it? No.
Nah, it's like the routine is the sooner I get home, if they're home, we'll get online.
Right.
And then dinner time is cut off time. That's it. I can't play anymore. Then the kids from 5:30 to 6, they'll do like their chores and they'll wash dishes and do what they got to do. The sooner they finish, the sooner they can hop on. So from 6 to 7, they can play video games if they earned it.
That's another thing.
So they have to earn it. Okay, you got depending on what did you guys fight? Did you hit him? What happened? No, I hit. Okay, then you lost it. I told you guys not to lay hands on each other. And but no, that's their gap from the moment after dinner, from the moment they finish their chores till 7 o'clock. Because then at 7 o'clock, jump in the showers. And then we have a routine, bro.
Yeah.
We have a routine.
Yes.
The lights out at 8 o'clock. I treat this like a prison, bro.
I
like
mean, that's
a prison.
That's
8
the way
o'clock.
it's gotta be.
8 o'clock, lights out.
Routine.
This morning, popped my head in the room, and they're like, "Hey, you guys kind of awake? Yeah. You guys want to watch a movie?" While I'm making breakfast, waiting for you to come over. We're watching Talladega Nights. Pero no, again, dude, kids are sponges, man. They observe everything. Everything you say is like, and like with me, is like, to me everything's funny. To me everything's like a fucking joke. And I mean, I offended somebody like 2 weekends ago because I said something to me that was funny, and so I gotta watch it that the kids don't pick up on that. Like I can make a joke with my wife, and if she shows some kind of like she wasn't okay with that joke,
yes.
my oldest boy is like, "Mom, give me the green light. I'll take him out."
Wow.
Cabrón, I'm your dad. But no, dude, kids do observe everything, and yours are barely, what, 8 and 9?
8 and 9.
So you, dude, once they hit 11, 12, 13, at about 12 and a half, they start to smell. Okay? So you got to get them like a deodorant or something. But they do pick up on a lot. Everything you say, like, pretty much you are who they look up to. You know what I mean? It's like, if you go over there repeating shit I say, then they're technically looking up to me.
They're technically looking up to you. I'm gonna hear my kid in a couple of years. "Get out of here, Dad! You bothered me."
Get out of here, kid! You bothered me.
They're gonna tell me, "Get out of here, Dad! You bothered me now."
Yep. But it's again, man. These they get older, bro. You got a little girl going on right now, so just try to spend as much time as possible with her. I think I told my buddy Evan también, dude. Kids, dude, my daughter doesn't live here no more, so you know she grew up. I mean, she's living with her mom. I was too strict of a parent, but I mean, my strictness gave her almost straight A's and perfect attendance in school.
Well, that's what matters.
No boyfriend though. No, you know her grades kind of dropped a little bit, so I went and scared her boyfriend at the school once. I'm like, "Hey, how come you missed tutoring?" And she's like, "No, because I got a call that she had missed tutoring."
Oh, okay.
And I pulled up to the school early, and I saw her in the bottom layer. Like, that school has 2 stories, so I saw her in the lobby type area, and I went up to her. "Hey, where's your tutor class or your tutoring class?" "Oh, upstairs." "Then what are you doing down here?" "Oh, it's because I had to go to the restroom." "There's no restroom upstairs?" Well, yeah. Okay. Let me. You're the boyfriend?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me tell you something. As long as this kid has bad grades and is not going to a tutoring class, I'm not going to approve of this. This is not going to happen. Dude, apparently I scared the shit out of him. Yeah.
I would be scared when you get in your serious mood too. I was like, whoa, okay. I've been there with a couple accounts, and you get serious. I'm just I'm just gonna.
Yeah, he's not.
I'm stepping aside and just.
I told him that, dude, straight out, and I think for a little while he was like making sure she went to tutoring and stuff like that. I'm all right, cool. I can like this kid. And then obviously she left. She went to live to Bakersfield. But yeah, just hold on to your kid tight, bro. Take a lot of pictures. Freaking hold on to, because it's blink of an eye. They're no longer little kids, man. They're not. My wife was going through some old pictures that she found on a flash drive, and she said, "I love this picture." She was like, "Cause you're really smiling," and it was me and my son, who was 3, who's now 13.
Wow,
and it was me holding him and me trying to, like, I think I was trying to give him a kiss or something.
Okay.
And he like backed off laughing, so we're both laughing in the photo, and she goes, "I love this photo of you, cause just like you're smiling, like it's like a." In photos here with the family, it's just like a quick, fake smile. It's just the picture gets it.
Right.
But it's a moment. It's a capture the moment type thing. That's what I'm saying here. When you take photos with your kids, capture the moment, bro. It doesn't even have to be a pose, bro. Just what they're doing, whatever they're doing, just take a picture. You guys go to I have a photo of them when they were también, like maybe 3 and 1.5, 2, and they're just staring into the ocean, bro, looking at something. They pointed at something, and I just took the photo. And that's like one of my favorite photos.
I have one. I actually have a similar favorite photo of my kids and I in the ocean.
There you go.
Taken by my wife. I didn't even know she was taking pictures then. I was just playing with my kids, carrying them, and then she shows me this cool picture. I was like, wow.
It's to capture the moment, bro.
Awesome.
Capture the moments, bro. Like I said, the kids are sponges. They grow up and capture that moment, bro. Capture the moment. I'm done teaching you how to sell beer. Now I'm teaching you what to expect. My kids are older than you. My kids, I think, have a little bit of a gap between your guys' kids. Yours are barely getting there. Like I said, everything I say on the podcast is something that I've learned, and either I learned the hard way or, it's like every day. There's this movie called Instructions Not what's it called? Required, or no instructions included.
Instructions not included.
That is a good movie. I don't want to give off the ending, but you want to have yourselves a good cry.
Yeah,
watch that movie.
Watch that. I've seen it.
Oh yeah, watch that movie. So it's true. The kids don't come with instructions, and if I say something on here and it's like because I've learned the hard way, or like my kids, like when I met my buddy Roger. His kids were the age of my kids, and mine were little. And I was like, man, I can't wait for my kids to be this age. I regret making that comment because now I want them to be back in that other age.
That's how I am right now. Right now, I feel like they're going too fast.
Yeah, my wife said one day, it's funny because when she repeats the story, it's like she said that my son Nick, who's 13 now, went to bed. Good night, Mom. Good night, Dad. See you guys tomorrow. And then the next day, hey, Mom. Hey, Dad. I'm like, whoa. Who the hell are you? Who are you?
who got in the house?
Hey, Dad. Hey, Mom. Who the hell are you, man? So, but, man, again, thanks for the beers. Thanks for finally coming over here. And fucking don't get COVID again.
Man, I mean, thank you for everything you've influenced. Good and bad. I mean, it's not bad. It's fun.
I should have had a manual that said, "Hey, here's what to say. Here's not what to say."
Right.
But
like, don't go home and tell this to your wife.
Don't say that to your wife. It was funny when you told me that she lectured you for saying, "Get out of here, kid. You bother me."
Right.
That was pretty hilarious. But bro, again, thank you for coming. And like I end every podcast, thank you for riding with me.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to Ride With Me, the Flat Tire Indie Podcast. You can also listen to us on iTunes, Spotify, and Podbean.